Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about Earth satellites. Earth satellites are objects which revolve around the Earth. There are natural satellites as well as artificial satellites. The only natural satellite of Earth is the Moon. The motion of satellites is very similar to the motion of planets around the Sun. So Kepler's laws of planetary motion are equally applicable to them. We have already discussed about Kepler's laws of planetary motion in our previous video. I will provide the link in the description box, so if you want you can watch that. See, the orbits of satellites around the Earth are circular or elliptic. There are artificial satellites or man-made satellites. These are used in the fields of telecommunication, geophysics, etc. So consider here this blue one as the Earth of radius RE and mass m subscript E. Then consider a circular orbit. Okay, this dotted one is a circular orbit around the Earth and a satellite of mass m is here. Let this be at a distance h. Okay, let this distance be h from the, let this distance be h, that is h is from the surface of the Earth. Okay. So, the distance to the circular orbit from the center of the Earth is what? RE plus h. Okay, from here to here, radius of the Earth, this height is h. So, distance to this circular orbit, okay, any point. You can take this point, that is also this distance is h. This is the radius of the Earth. So, distance to the circular orbit from the center of the Earth is RE plus h. Okay, let v be the speed of this satellite. See, for this satellite to remain in its circular orbit, there must be a centripetal force acting on the satellite towards the center of the Earth. No? The general expression for the centripetal force required for an object which is moving with the speed v and to remain in a circular orbit of radius r is centripetal force Fc is equal to mv square divided by r. So in this case, the centripetal force required is Fc is equal to mass of the satellite. It is moving with the velocity v, so v square divided by its distance from the center of the Earth is what? This is a center from here. Its distance from its center is what? This is a circular path, no? Its center is somewhere here, no? Okay, so distance to the satellite from that center is what? RE plus h. So here we can write RE. This R is what? RE plus h here. Okay, I am taking this as equation number 1. So this centripetal force is directed towards the center. See, the centripetal force is not a real force. So what provides the necessary centripetal force here? It is the gravitational force. Okay, that is, this centripetal force is provided by the gravitational force of attraction between the Earth and this satellite. What is the gravitational force of attraction between Earth and the planet or satellite of mass small letter m? In general, we have the expression for the gravitational force of attraction between two masses m1 and m2 separated by a distance r as F is equal to g m1 m2 divided by r square. We have discussed about this expression in our previous video. I hope you remember this. Otherwise, I will provide the link in the description box. Okay. So here, the gravitational force of attraction between the satellite and the Earth can be written as, I am just writing it as Fg. Okay, gravitational force of attraction. It is g into where capital letter G is a universal gravitational constant. Then here m1, m2. Here we have mass of the Earth and mass of the satellite. So me, mass of the Earth, small letter m is the mass of the satellite, divided by the distance of separation between them, that is Re plus h. So Re plus h the whole square. I am taking this as equation number 2. The centripetal force is provided by the gravitational force, no? That is, we can equate these two equations 1 and 2. So when we equate these two equations, we can write mv square divided by Re plus h is equal to what? Gmem divided by Re plus h the whole square. Okay, here Re plus H or the whole square, no? That is Re plus H into Re plus H. So 1 Re plus H and 1 Re plus H from here can be cancelled. Okay, so rest we have mv square is equal to gmem divided by Re plus H. This m and this m can be cancelled, no? Okay, that is if you are taking this m to this side, that goes to the denominator, they get cancelled. So from this we can write v square is equal to gme divided by Re plus H. And I am taking this as equation number 3. See, here v is the speed of the satellite, capital G universal gravitational constant, me mass of the earth, Re radius of the earth. Okay, h is the height or distance of the satellite from the surface of the earth. Okay, so g, me and Re, they are constants here. Okay, now as h increases, okay, when h increases, this denominator increases, no? When denominator increases, the total value, that is v square, decreases. When d square decreases, hence v decreases. Okay, now if h is equal to 0, that is for h equal to 0, this equation number 3 becomes what? V square is equal to gme divided by Re. That is if h is very less, we can neglect this h from this term, so that this becomes V square is equal to gme divided by Re. Okay, I am taking this as equation number 4. Next, what I am doing is, I am just multiplying this expression, both its numerator and denominator with Re. Alright, so this equation actually becomes what? V square is equal to, this becomes, I am writing here, V square is equal to gme divided by Re into Re, that is Re square into Re. Okay, then when we have discussed about the acceleration due to gravity of the earth, we got an expression g is equal to gme divided by Re square. I hope you remember this equation, otherwise I will provide the link in the description box. Okay, so this can be replaced by small letter g. So this becomes small letter g into Re. Okay, so V square is equal to small letter g into Re, that means V is equal to square root of g into Re. So the speed of the satellite, we are getting it as V is equal to square root of g into Re. Alright, I am taking this as equation number 5. Now, the distance traversed by the satellite for one complete revolution is equal to what? It will be equal to the circumference of this orbit, no? Circular orbit, no? Okay, if we have a circle of radius small letter r, then its circumference will be equal to what? 2 pi r. Okay, so here the circumference will be equal to what? 2 pi into r is, that is distance from the center to this. That is 2 pi r into Re plus H. Okay, in every orbit, the satellite traverses a distance 2 pi into Re plus H with a speed small letter v. Okay, with a speed v, that's all. So, what about its time period? Time period is the time taken to complete one revolution. We have this expression, no, speed is equal to distance traveled divided by time taken. So, here speed is v. Okay, distance traveled is 2 pi into Re plus H divided by time. That is the time taken to complete one revolution. Let it be capital letter T. Now, from this expression, we can write the expression for the time period T as what? 2 pi into Re plus H. I am taking V to this side, so that comes to the denominator here. Okay, so 2 pi into Re plus H divided by V. See, from equation number 3, we have V square is equal to this. So, V is equal to what? Square root of gme divided by Re plus H. Okay, so I am substituting this here. So that this becomes 2 pi into Re plus H divided by V. That is V is equal to square root of this now. That is square root of gme divided by square root of Re plus H. Okay, multiplication with reciprocal. So this leads to T is equal to 2 pi into Re plus H. then this root of RE plus H goes to the numerator, multiplication with reciprocal. Okay, then here we have root of GME. Alright, see, this is RE plus H. This is square root of RE plus H. Square root of RE plus H means RE plus H whole raised to 1 by 2. This is actually raised to 1. So x raised to m into x raised to n, that is x raised to m plus n. So 1 plus 1 by 2, that is 3 by 2. So this can be written as t is equal to 2 pi into RE plus H all raised to 3 by 2. Okay, divided by square root of GME. I am taking this as equation number 6. Next, I am squaring on both the sides of this equation. So we get t square is equal to 2 pi the whole square, that is 4 pi square. Then when we are squaring this becomes all raised to 2. That is, it becomes like x raised to m all raised to n, which is equal to x raised to m into n. So 3 by 2 into 2, that becomes 3. That is, this becomes RE plus H whole raised to 3. Okay, divided by, when we square this, this becomes GME. Okay, now you see this 4 pi square divided by GME, this is a constant, no? Okay, I am taking this as equation number 7 anyway. So 4 pi square divided by GME is a constant, no? So I am writing it as t square is equal to some constant k into RE plus H the whole cube, where RE plus H is the distance. Okay, this is the radius of the earth. Then here we have a circular orbit and here we have a satellite which is at a distance h from the center of the earth. So RE plus H is the distance from the center of the earth to the satellite. Okay, that is here t square is proportional to what? RE plus H the whole cube. This is actually the Kepler's law of periods. This can be applied to the motion of satellites around the earth. We have already discussed about the Kepler's laws of periods. I will provide the link in the description box. So you see there we got t square is proportional to a cube, where a was the semi-major axis, because there we have considered the orbit as an elliptical orbit. That's why here we have the circular orbit. So radius becomes, the radius of this circular orbit becomes RE plus H. So RE plus H the whole cube. Okay, now again consider this equation 7. That is t square is equal to 4 pi square into RE plus H the whole cube divided by GME. See, for a satellite very close to the surface of the earth, if this satellite is very close to the surface of the earth, then this H can be taken approximately as 0. Okay, that is, this H can be neglected in comparison with RE. So for such satellites very close to the earth's surface, let its time period be t0. So t0 square is equal to 4 pi square into, H can be neglected while we are comparing it with RE. So this becomes RE cube divided by G into ME. Okay, now see, this can be written as 4 pi square into RE cube can be written as RE square into RE divided by GME. Okay, now we have the expression for the acceleration due to gravity. G is equal to what? GME divided by RE square. So what is RE square divided by GME? That will be 1 by G now. Okay, so here we have RE square divided by GME. That will be 1 by G. Alright, that is, this becomes 4 pi square into RE divided by G. So we can write T0 as what? T0 is equal to, we are taking square root of this. Square root of 4 is, I'm writing here, T0 is equal to, square root of 4 is 2, pi square, that is pi, then square root of RE divided by G. I'm taking this as equation number 7 here, no? So I'm taking this as equation number 8. So this equation number 8 actually gives us the time period of the satellite, that is time taken by the satellite to complete one revolution around the earth when that satellite is very close to the surface of the earth. Okay, now this is 2 into pi 3.14, then RE is the radius of the earth, which is 6400 kilometers. that can be converted into meters by multiplying with 10 raised to 3. Then G 9.8 meter per second square. While we are substituting the values here and calculating, you will get this time period T0 as approximately 85 minutes. Okay. So in this video, we have discussed about Earth satellites. I hope you understood this. Thank you.